Almost the entire nation is currently experiencing freezing cold temperatures. In the Midwest and South, areas not used to such a cold snap, the extreme temperatures are causing some extreme difficulties. CBS's Mola Langhi has more.
90% of the nation started 2018 with temperatures below freezing, causing all sorts of dangerous conditions. These are firefighters in Nahant, Massachusetts, fighting flames while icicles form on their helmets and rungs of their ladders.
The water freezes on our equipment, on our air packs, on our masks.
In Houston, temperatures in the low 20s are far from normal. Residents like Simon Caballado are still putting their homes back together after massive flooding from Hurricane Harvey. Many without full walls, let alone insulation, are having trouble keeping the warmth inside.
No got no bed really, no sofa, no chair, no heat.
Public schools in Indianapolis are closed because of the extreme temperatures. Over at the Wheeler Mission Shelter, it's a mad rush trying to get the homeless off the streets.
This weather's not just, cold, it's deadly.
Chunks of ice are being seen in waters from Lake Michigan to this stretch of the Mississippi and Missouri. Even many of those traditional New Year's Day polar bear plunges were canceled due to the cold. At one of the nation's largest, in Jacksonport, Wisconsin, it was negative 20 degrees with the wind chill.
I think we, as humans, we like a challenge. We like to see if we can do it.
And a weather system on the East Coast is moving in that could bring snow with all this cold from as far south as South Carolina all the way up through Canada. Mola Langhi, CBS News, Washington.
And several big cities reported records around 100 years old that fell the last few days. Most notably, Omaha, Nebraska, which broke a 130-year-old New Year's Day mark of 20 degrees below zero. Also making headlines this morning, an apparent computer glitch created big headaches for some air travelers on New Year's Day. For 2 hours last night, the Customs and Border Protection's passport processing system was down nationwide. That meant all passports had to be checked manually, leading to long lines of passengers in Miami and at other international airports around the country. Billings' new mayor, along with 5 new city council members, are set to be sworn in tonight. Before the big moment, incoming Mayor Bill Cole stopped by to share his thoughts on improving communication between the city and its residents.
We need to show as a city that we're listening to our citizens. We don't have, for example, a 311 system that a lot of cities have, where a person can just pick up the phone if they've got a problem or an issue with the city and they call that one number. Instead, they have to negotiate a very complicated system of dozens of different phone numbers to figure out who to talk to. So that'd be a better way to show that we're listening. The other thing we need to do a better job of is communicating and telling the story of why certain decisions are made. We don't have communications officers at the department levels, at the city level, certainly not for the mayor. So we need to talk about how we can do a better job of communicating. We don't do a very good job on social media, for example. So all of those things will help build that relationship between our citizens and city government.
Be sure to join us tonight at 5:30 as we hear more from Cole on the One Big Sky Center development concept and the City Council's next decisions. Meanwhile, Laurel will have a new mayor tonight as well, but likely not the one voted in by residents. Dave Wagner, the mayor-elect who also works for the city, will not accept the job as mayor. Charter law does not allow Wagner to be mayor while working for the city. Wagner says he will keep his position as water treatment operator. Laurel City Council will swear in an interim mayor to serve for 2 years. With the start of the new year, Montanans will be paying more to register their vehicles. Lawmakers approved new fees last year to help fund the state motor vehicle division. The MVD will now add a 3% administrative charge to its current fees, including vehicle registration. There will be an additional $825 fee on light vehicles worth $125,000 or more, and an $800 fee on motor homes worth $300,000 or more. Also starting this new year, Montana businesses that hire workers and offer them training through state apprenticeship programs will have access to a new tax credit. The credit will be larger when businesses hire veterans. The new law was among Governor Steve Bullock's top legislative priorities last year. Some of Montana's lowest paid workers will see a raise on their next paycheck. Montana's minimum wage increased by 15 cents an hour to $8.30. State law requires the Department of Labor and Industry to adjust the minimum wage based on the rate of inflation. The job categories with the largest number of minimum wage workers are accommodations and food, followed by retail trade. The highest local minimum wage is found in SeaTac, Washington, $15.64 an hour, while Seattle is $15.45. The federal minimum wage currently stands at $7.25 an hour. Caught on camera, friends come to the rescue as a snowmobiler encounters an avalanche on Mount Jefferson near Island Park, Idaho, on the Montana state line. MTM's Kenneth Webb reports.
A group of snowmobilers witnessed their friend Clark Johnson trying to high mark a steep side of a mountain when an avalanche occurred, burying Johnson along with his snowmobile. Luckily, his friends were there when it happened.
His partners were able to respond quickly and dig him out, and he was okay. Some reasons he was able to be recovered quickly and survive is because they had the proper rescue gear. He had an avalanche airbag pack, which helped him stay closer to the surface. We don't know if they had beacons, but his partners did have shovels, and were only exposing one person at a time to that slope. So he was the only person caught, and they were there and able to get to him quickly and dig him up.
The conditions over the weekend were favorable for avalanches, as avalanche warnings were posted all throughout southwest Montana Saturday.
So anyone who's traveling in the backcountry should start with checking out the avalanche advisory and current weather and snow conditions, and make a plan for the day based on that, whether it be avoiding avalanche terrain altogether or picking out specific slopes they're going to avoid. And then they need to carry that rescue gear. An airbag pack is good, but the three essentials are an avalanche beacon, a shovel, and a probe, and everyone in the group has to have that gear and know how to use it. Only exposing one person at a time to that avalanche terrain is one big thing that made this incident a lucky, fortunate outcome.
The Gallatin County Search and Rescue also wants you to be safe if an incident like this occurs while you're in the backcountry.
Main thing, like I say, don't take things for granted. You never know. I mean, it's a beautiful day, sun is shining. We might be close to zero by now, but somebody who is unprepared, clothing, equipment-wise, this could turn into a very disastrous day in a very short amount of time if something happens to them that they're not prepared for.
Get his face. Get his face. Just clear his face and get his mouth. Get your fingers in his mouth if he can't talk.
Reporting from Gallatin County, Kenneth Webb, MTN News.
Also in Gallatin County, another scary situation unfolded for one sheriff's deputy. A semi-trailer smashed into the deputy's vehicle on the Bozeman Pass along Interstate 90. The deputy was responding to the scene of an accident and parked behind the crash scene when the semi slammed into the vehicle. Fortunately, no one was injured. Let this be a reminder to slow down when approaching a crash scene and attempt to move over when you can. Well, before we take a break, meet Billings' baby New Year. Baby Gemma was born at 1:41 Monday morning to parents Lacey and Ian Davey at St. Vincent Healthcare. Dad and brother Gabriel picked her name. Even though Gemma arrived 13 days early, Mom and Dad are excited to welcome their new daughter into the world. This New Year's baby weighs 6 pounds and 3 ounces. By the time Gemma was born, Mom and Dad say they didn't even realize it was the new year.
It didn't really dawn on us until afterwards. He had to say Happy New Year's, and I'm like, oh, yeah, it's after 12, isn't it? To me, it didn't dawn on me because I was the one in pain.
And over at Billings Clinic, Colson Grice was born to Kelsey and Travis Grice at 11:39 a.m. He weighs 7 pounds 3 ounces. The couple left their home in Warden at 10 a.m. and baby was born just an hour and 39 minutes later. They say they are glad to have made it, especially with the road conditions. Colson was originally due on January 4th. Thank you so